Good morning. I just woke up from a dream. In the dream, I knew something, but now I know nothing. Did you know that our ancestors could read traces of animals? And when they read these traces, they were seeing the animal. And they could pursue it. And this is, by the way, one way where empathy comes from hunting. But it also comes from social interaction within groups. But the hunter also needs a form of empathy to put himself into the same position as his prey, and this form of empathy is not as cold as you might think, because a hunter does not cold-bloodedly kill. He actually is respectful, very respectful. Even loving and deeply understanding. In ancient tradition. So I'm saying this, the traces, because the character we are born to be and we are molded and shaped to be is largely perceived by other people in the way we react to certain situations. Everyday situations, but the deeper layers of the character show in critical situations, especially how we react. I always say, if you want to judge a person, don't judge them by what they say, don't judge them by what other people say about them. If you need to judge them by their long-term deeds. Long-term deeds. This is the thing that cannot be faked, because a lot of people are not even aware of their own character. So they will transport a persona, a self-delusion, when they introduce themselves and play themselves every day. And you only see through it when you record their reactions and actions over a long time. So when you're a reflective person and you remember how you reacted and who you are, you have a feeling of your core identity, so to say. It's as if a lake or an ocean has a certain fundamental shape where it is powered in. Okay, so there is a shape and the water is powered in the shape. And water can move and change, but the core identity is simply there. Um, when you are exposed to certain other personalities, something will happen that is called projection, or even projective identification, which is, as I understand it, a more intrusive form of it. And if you have not experienced it, there are forms of passive aggression and intrusiveness that are beyond imagination. And what these things do is they change the threshold of the way you react. So you get manipulated within your character, so to say. You can call it, when you get gaslit multiple times or confused or simply witness people who are insane, then this can also program you. And let me tell you what I was dreaming about this. See, I dreamed that people, when they make experiences that they cannot cope with, they get freezed, they get numb. Their inner development stops. They are in a post-traumatic condition where they cannot evolve, change, develop anymore. And this leads them to perpetuate the same trauma and drama over and over again through projective identification. It is as if they are zombies that walk around and try to infect others. The thing how it works is that when you make these experiences that these people made, or they made these traumatic experiences of whatever it is, rejection, idealization, misery, abuse, whatever, it also created a defensive mechanism. And the defensive mechanism is that these people, for some reason, create a fantasy of grandiosity about themselves, which is, I can't imagine it, but it's the only explanation that helps to understand how people act. And this creates a dissonance, a huge contradiction. Because when you are a grandiose, superior person, but you can't cope with what happened to you and you're a zombie at the same time, when you meet other people who are not, who are authentic living people in a naive state of being who they are effortlessly, this creates amazement in you when you're coming from this place of having a defense mechanism that tells you that you're grandiose, but you are also not able to cope with your with what you have experienced. Plus, this trauma that I'm talking about is creating a set of negative self-beliefs, and these negative self-beliefs constantly contradict with the grandiose self-image. And this makes these people to violently try to introject their pain and trauma into these healthy, naive, living people, to get rid of it, but also what attracts them to these people. You know, they are amazed by them. They idealize these people. They love them, so to say. But then they start to envy them. Because this is exactly what the grandiose self-image tells them what they are, but they aren't. And this is why they get this desire to break these people too, to make them like them, to zombify them. And they believe that when they make these people go through the same pain they went through, they will also break, and this will then verify their grandiosity, because then their grandiosity can say, look, they are not stronger than me. They are not better than me. And how projection works, or projective identification, or the manipulation tactics of a narcissist or psychopath, whatever, you have to imagine that this evolved in early childhood. So it's an intelligence that learns like an artificial intelligence, a neural network, a deep learning network would learn how to get through life after being decapacitated of being authentic and invested and empathetic. So how do you cope with life when you have been decapacitated by a traumatic experience that you cannot cope with, and you have this grandiose self-image that is contradicting with the negative self-beliefs that have been forced into you through this experience? So how do you cope? The result is a dark triad personality, a person that is deep learning how to extract something in any way. And part of it is to project in an aggressive, passive aggressive way, in a way of abstinence. You know, you also have to understand these personalities as an abstinence of what is a human being, that therefore takes a lot of effort into creating something that looks like a personality. So they learn this, how to do this, and it's not, you cannot imagine how it works, but it works in a violent, intrusive, passive way. And now let's get back to the traces. When you get out of the situation and you reflect back, you find in yourself the traces. And this is, by the way, a great chance for you for growth, because you see in which places of your own thresholds of how you reacted, or what your topics were, or where you were naive about. This is what they idealized, what they wanted to destroy in you, and this is what they attacked. And it's as if, let's say you have a complex DJ pult, where the DJ makes music. This is your personality, your subconsciousness, your consciousness, everything. Your threshold, how do you react, what is normal. And you will see somebody was there and has just changed all the frequencies and tuned something, you know? And this is the exact imprint of what this person was dealing with and could not cope with it and cannot get over it. And this has been projected onto you. So you will learn something about yourself through this, and you can rebuild yourself in some way through this, but it's a lot of work. And the thing is, I was even zooming further out of this. So why what is the big picture in this? Why does it happen that people experience stories, they cannot cope with the story, it gets encapsulated in them, and then they walk around and perpetuating the same story? And other people take on the same story and process it and go through it. And this, I want to give it to you as a inspiration to think about it. And the only thought that I have about it is an esoteric or spiritual one. And there is this, there are different theories in different or esoteric knowledges about reincarnation in the world. And what I have recently heard was about the Vedic knowledge. I believe that there are these chakras, and when you are not able to get your vibration, your energy beyond a certain chakra level, then your spirit after dead will stay in the worldly realm and will be reincarnated, okay? And this can give us a clue how it can be viewed, what happens when you get incapacitated by things that you experience and you can't get beyond it, and it keeps you back in your fight and flight mode. Because this is basically what these people are in. They are in the lower frequency of fight and flight mode, and this is also why their life evolves around the activities described or connected to these lower chakras when we talk about this now. And again, what they try to do is make you operate on the same frequency, okay? And the thing is, one more thing that I want to share with you is that this is all a deception, and especially narcissists tend to split. They split the world. They see this duality everywhere. They see black and white. And this is also what they project on you and where they manipulate you. This is why you may feel like waking up from a dream when you put yourself away from these situations and start to reflect, remember who you were, and start to tune in the DJ pult again and fix the frequencies. So there is a lot of deception and set of beliefs that you have to overcome. And for me personally, I'm currently working on this too. Thank you for listening, and never ever believe you know anything. Never ever believe that you are what you are. Because it could be that it is a deception that has been projected into you.